What's going on, everyone? This week, NRL, yoffs are yawn, and we are idiots.
Mildly effervescent?
What's going on, everyone? We're here with episode 139 of the Stormin The Beach Podcast, talking about all things great and garbage this week. What's going on, Keelan?
Coming to you from the home of NRL, the New South Wales. This is New Pod Studio, also known as office dining area. A little glimpse behind the curtain here. That's a dining table. And I think you can probably also see the kitchen. It is that there. It's got this cute little shelf that I've put my mugs and my cookbooks. There you go. Behind the glass, behind the lens.
Very good. Now, is it called your office/dining area on your smart home setup?
That's not set up yet, actually. So the whole place has like the oyster lights with the built-in LED.
Yep.
So you need an actual electrician in order to put smart lights in those. So was thinking about it though, because it can't be that hard. Like, surely it wouldn't be a long job.
If only you knew an actual electrician.
He's not even ready. I mean, he's not registered in New South Wales, but he would know how to do it.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll purchase them for when he's down next, because they're cheap from IKEA, like $20.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not bad at all. And then you just...
Now IKEA stuff like links in with everything now.
Everything, yeah. Pretty much all of the brands link with everything quite easily.
Yeah, they did the USB thing where there's a governing body. Well, not governing because it doesn't have power, but there's a thing. It's called like Matter or something now.
There's an accord that was signed.
Yeah. There's been a peace treaty amongst tech giants
for all smart home devices.
Yeah.
Which things you love to see. So you'll be able to say, Alexa, Siri, Google.
You can't do that on a podcast.
Hey, it's
you can't just list all the voice assistants and try and trigger everyone's phones in one go.
Hey, Cortana, enter.
No one's ever said that.
Enter podcast mode.
I could actually, except I don't think this Elgato light in front of my face does that.
Probably not. You might be able to get a smart switch for it though that it plugs into.
Good point.
Yeah, and then you can
it has app control inside my computer, so It doesn't get much easier.
Oh my god! And then you look like everyone ever who's ever died in a movie from an explosion in front of them.
Yeah, I look like the dude from damn it.
Yeah, good one, film guy. Well done.
First Indiana Jones film.
Harrison Ford.
The first Indiana Jones film was called
Indiana Jones and yes, and
Raiders of the Lost Ark. So the dude at the end that gets his face melted off.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that's him a split second before his face melts.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're every pirate ever who's ever opened a chest of gold. That's what you look like.
Anyone old mate when he opens the briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you'll be able to go Alexa, enter podcast mode and have your automatic green screen drop down behind you, and be ready to go.
This is a green screen.
Oh, cool.
It's that good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that wall is technically a green screen. It is. It's painted green.
Some shade of green.
Sagey green. It's definitely less aggressive than the green on your desk.
Footy
which
field
is
green.
Pretty close to green screen green, I reckon.
It's fair. It's not as bright in person for sure.
No, okay, you bit of movie magic.
Yeah. Pumped up the sliders.
Yeah, bump up the saturation.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I am going to be putting lights here potentially.
What, right in front of your face?
I'm trying to line up with behind me.
Oh, right, on that wall somewhere.
Yeah, on the wall somewhere. So that way I don't have to have the overhead one on, but there's still something going on in the background.
Yeah. You're going to get one of those ones that points up and down the column, like on the front of museums.
Oh, they're kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool. You'd sneak a little bat signal.
That would kind of work too.
Yeah, a little bat signal on the top one. Points up to the roof.
What is also, when you go to like a semi-museum, like a museum with like cabinetry that has smaller stuff in the museum, and they have the lights that stick out and then point back down on the thing.
Yep.
You can get those from IKEA for bookshelves that plug into the smart thing. So I was like, all my bookshelves are going to have little tiny LEDs on them.
Their own lighting.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. Not going to need it. I don't even need to turn these big oyster ones into smart lights because the house is going to be fucking bright enough as it is.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Just have those on in case you actually need to see things properly.
Yeah.
And aren't just mucking around.
Yeah. Sometimes you need to see things, not just have it aesthetic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mainly just cooking, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I'm okay with not having a smart light in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Except that the kitchen's over there, and the light switch for the kitchen light is right there. So, explain that.
And could you point to where it is on the wall again?
I prefer not to, but you couldn't see my finger, could you? I was
a little higher, maybe.
my finger was like this. There was kitchen there.
Yeah.
Light switch. There.
Yeah. Point like an Egyptian, not like a Roman. Yeah. All right, very good. Move underway. Any quarrels or disagreements yet? Made any compromises?
Oh, no.
And by compromising, you do whatever your significant other wants to do.
Yeah, you did send me some well-worded wisdom.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read it because it was much better. Yeah, the definition of compromise is two parties agreeing on differences by doing what one of them wants to do.
Married man proverb.
Yeah. Unknown married man. 1897.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
he died as he lived. Her way.
Speaking of, I was close this past weekend to losing decoration privileges even down here.
No.
And I was like, you've got literally the rest of the house. You've already taken over the toilet, which is behind this wall. Painted it nice, bit of wallpaper, stuff like that. This is my space.
Isn't there a shower in there?
The shower's behind the wall behind that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say wallpaper in a humid room's probably not the go.
Yeah. No, definitely not. But yeah, I do want to hang some other comical pictures in there. I had grand ideas for that bathroom, but alas, it was taken over. So she can. The compromise will be she has the decoration of the toilet and the laundry, and then I get the rest of this space down here because I need something. Give me
How
something.
much Kmart's in that bathroom now?
Oh, pretty sure the wallpaper's from Kmart. The paint's definitely from Kmart because it was in small tins. Yeah, small like white labeled tins, very nondescript.
Oh.
Yeah, there's definitely decorations in the laundry from Kmart for sure.
Classic.
And Temu.
No.
Same place, so you know.
Jan. Yeah, at least one of them supports big Australian business.
Which one's that?
Ish. Kmart's not Australian, is it?
Well, it's thriving here, not like the US.
Yeah.
Like a lifestyle here. I did get a chuckle and was relatable. I saw a post of a couple of Brits in Kmart here going, how the fuck is a kettle $3 or like $7? It's like that's £3. I was like, yeah, pal. When I was over there visiting Sam's family, and I wanted to get her grandparents a new kettle because it was absolutely cooked, and it was all like gunked up with, hard water build up, etc. But the switch was not very good, and the lid didn't close properly, so you'd like steam your own hand while you're pouring a cup of tea.
There's literally not one fully functioning feature of a kettle.
No.
I bet it only boiled water to 85 degrees.
Probably.
Yeah.
It took us like three separate shops to go to three separate shops that had like, it was like supermarkets that had like a small area of kitchen appliances that you could buy, and then they didn't really have many. It was more like a showroom, and then you order them online and they get delivered. And then I just through Argos in like the back of a Sainsbury's, right?
Yeah, they stink.
And then I ended up just buying one on Amazon, and I wasn't going to get like the cheapest one, so I just got a replica of the one that they had.
Yeah,
and it cost me £40.
Oh. To boil water.
And it wasn't like fancy or anything like that. Like it was, I don't know, maybe one that would be $20 here. I was like, I guess that's the difference between being literal spitting distance to China and not.
Yeah. We've got it good for some things, I guess.
Yeah. Just everything that's crap and you expect to be crap is cheap, which is fine because you expect it to be crap.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The classic small business office kettle, where they say they've got a kitchen and it's a sandwich press and a toaster.
Yep.
And a microwave. Is $7.50.
Yes.
It'll boil 1.7 liters of water.
Perfect.
You can then upgrade that to a black one of the exact same thing for $15.
Very good.
Or you can get maybe the most aesthetic kettle on this website for $29.
Exactly.
It's like £15
mm-hmm.
ish.
So not only was it like $80 to boil water, they had a little energy tracker thing that was, I don't know, plugged into their system, so they could see how much their power cost every day. Like you could see it ticking up.
Oh, they're on them Digi ones.
Yeah. And it would be like you'd only want to boil the exact amount of water you're going to drink because it'd cost you like £2 just to boil the water as well. Like they're making a mockery of their own culture. £40 just to buy the thing that boils the water and £2 just to boil the water.
So, I hate all of that.
Yeah.
So, if you went to Kmart Australia with your $80 that one kettle would have cost, you could have actually gotten $7.50 kettle here plus $7.50 2-slice toaster.
Could have 5 of those each, and then something
$23
else.
Sandwich press.
Yeah. You could probably have your whole kitchen fitted out for that if you wanted to. As far as
I'm looking for a $15 microwave.
Yeah.
There's a device called an egg cooker. You wouldn't believe what it does.
I imagine it probably cooks eggs.
No, you've done well there, actually. Yeah.
Is it a frying pan?
No,
it's
like, Let me see if it boils water and like boils the eggs. It's like literally the egg holder in your fridge, but it's got a cook setting.
Oh, right. It's like a rice cooker, but thing on the bottom.
Yeah. I think you put water in it.
Interesting.
I think it's literally just boiling eggs.
Yeah.
Oh man, it is what it is. But yeah, you can get one of those, a kettle and a 2-slice toaster for the price of an English kettle.
Yeah. What time to be alive, eh? The lucky country, as they call it.
Like if we want to actually buy the produce. Although I don't think it's much better over there either.
It's not very good over there. At least we can grow fruits here.
Yeah.
That aren't apples.
They can have their potato and rapeseed or whatever Clarkson grows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
What's going on with you?
Oh, thanks for asking. It's still raining here.
Yeah, it was raining as we drove through.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was. The sun came out for a bit today, dried it out.
That's nice.
Too bitsy spider and stuff, right? And then it rained again.
Back down the water pipe. Water pipe.
Yeah,
spout.
exactly.
What is it?
Exactly. And I'm just flat out sick of it. I went and had a look at the average rainfall during the month of May, right? And April as well, because that's just finished. And it's like
April was a bit weird, yeah.
Both months here should be, somewhere around 13, 14 days of rain in each month, right?
Yeah.
So far in May, I think I've had 5 out of the 6 days. And April, it was at least the last 10 days rained.
We're looking for a dry back end then? Or?
No, it's not looking great, but I'm prepared for when it does dry out.
I think it's your fault, to be fair. You just bought a new mower.
I just bought a new mower, so I should have known this was going to happen. And I've just finished fixing the cursed mower as well, with new seat. Still got to put my tow bar package on the back, but I'm not going to be using it anytime soon anyway, so I can just coast my way through that. But yeah, I did the very responsible thing of removing the safety switch because there was no way that it was going to be able to fit into the new seat that I bought. So I was actually Googling to figure out how
the mower can just run forever now.
Yeah, how to actually add it onto a different type of seat that doesn't have a hole in the bottom for the switch to sit in, right? And it just happened the first video I found was some guy just getting the wiring and jerry-rigging it around to remove the switch. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just do that. Turns out there's just a metal pin inside the clippy thing, and you just push it a little bit and then pull it out with some pliers, and then that deactivates the need for the switch. So
just yoink it, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess zip tied it back underneath, and away we go forever. So if I fall off, it'll just go.
It'll just run over you.
Yeah. Correct. Oh. No, it shouldn't. It's not just
well, yeah, you're not falling off forwards. So.
Yeah. Should be fine. Should be fine.
Back on hot water.
Mm-hmm.
For your $80 Australian, you can actually get a digital hot water dispenser from Kmart that puts out boiling water in seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. So, might have to think of the time you would save if you're an English grandparent, mm-hmm. right? Think of the hours you'd save over the course of a year if you purchase one of these.
Instantly, you say?
The review says matter of seconds.
A matter of seconds. So
6 to 9. Oh, here we go. So the spec sheet says 6 to 9 seconds for up to 99 degrees.
Nice. I was going to say, what is it? It can take up to 59 seconds to produce boiling water. It's yeah, cool. It's a fast kettle. Right.
No, it's practically instant. It just uses 2,400 watts of electricity.
Yeah.
So I guess that doesn't go past the problem of
no
incredibly expensive electricity over there.
In fact, if they became popular, it might just ruin the grid.
Yeah, it's not great, is it?
No. Regular 3 p.m. power outages.
Why 3 p.m.?
Oh, good time to have a cup of tea.
Oh. Yeah, fair.
Too late for a coffee. Otherwise you go silly.
Yeah, it'd be silly sausage at that point.
Yeah.
Nespresso machines don't use that much power, surely.
No. All right, should we get on to So in's going on. So are you picking up an NRL team now that you've moved?
Oh no, that was my Sydney segment. I'm in Sydney now, so yeah. NRL question mark.
What if you and
answer for NRL question mark? No.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you and the reigning prime minister and still
reigning the one and only
Anthony Albanese.
Yeah.
You're not going to wander down there, with Hawk scarf on and go join him and watch a South Sydney game with him.
Yeah, just me and Albo.
Yeah.
Wander on down.
Mm-hmm.
No, but if he invited me, I probably would.
It'd be rude not to.
Yeah.
Right? It's the Prime Minister. Regardless of your political stance, it's a Prime Minister.
Yeah, and I did vote for him by proxy.
Yeah.
So,
same.
Yeah. The old 1-2, Greens Lab.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would probably go, and if people happen to visit and wanted to see a rugby league game, there is a Combank Stadium 5 minutes that way, and you're welcome to go without me.
And the best bit, there's tickets always available.
Yeah, never sold out. It's wild. No, I could be convinced to go. I probably should go to a game at some point. I'm just not going to go by myself. Not a fucking chance.
Fair enough.
Happily go by myself to the AFL. Probably still won't, but I'd be happier doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
Okay.
No NRL team pickup as of yet. Unless I get bullied by the locals. That's the only likelihood.
Yeah, you're going to have to
assimilate or die.
I guess you're experienced in the footy to footy translation from living north of the Brassy line already. Yeah. But you might have to be, no one really cares about the Titans on the Gold Coast, let's be honest.
Yeah, no.
You're going to have to be real careful with the mention of footy now.
Oh. If I say football and someone thinks I'm talking about rugby league, I'm going to lose my fucking shit.
Good thing you don't go for the doggies. Otherwise, you would be in
that'd be strife. Yeah. It would be so confusing for all involved.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bulldogs, dude.
Yeah.
The blue team. Blue and white, main colours, right?
When did Canterbury Bulldogs last win?
I don't know. I'm trying to tip NRL, but I don't even pay attention to the results.
They still call it a premiership?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. When did they last win a premiership? 2004. I don't think the Bulldogs won in 2004, would you believe? No. So that's where you would finally draw the distinction. Was 2004 a Lions year? Was it 1, 2, 3 or 2, 3, 4?
1, 2, 3, 4 was Geelong.
Oh, is that the one they lost to? Yeah. Port
won it? Or they
Port
lost it?
Port Lions, and yeah, Lions were on for breaking some record or something. Alleged tying it with Collingwood, I think, at that point, because they had won 4 VFLs. I don't think that counts. But yes, it sucks to lose that. Do you want to guess the score?
Oh, Christ.
Would you take the under or over on a line of 160.5 points?
Under. Back then.
186.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
High
huge
scoring.
game. 17-11 to 10-13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Massive.
I was thinking about 2007 when Geelong beat Port Adelaide by a lot.
I mean, you love to see it.
Yeah. 5-6 was Sydney West Coast. Back-to-back rematches by 1 point. At least one of them was.
What are the odds?
So, no NRL team yet.
No.
Although very much deep in
Don't stay tuned.
Parramatta territory.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But Penrith are playing here at the moment as well, I think.
Yeah.
Because their stadium's under construction or some shit.
Yep. Fair enough. All right, Butcher of the Week.
Us? Yeah, mostly
Very much
us.
Just us.
Yeah. A segment we do every week.
The thing we have a trophy for. The big thing that's uniquely ours about tipping. Tune of the Week, ever heard of it?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't have heard about it last week if you were a new listener, because we just skipped straight over it.
Yeah, so it's not great form from us.
No, pretty poor.
Don't worry. This week we will indeed show in some teams.
Yep.
And we decided that the Kiss of Death gets a point for last week.
Yes.
Even though they almost certainly would not have.
Yeah.
And
correct.
we obviously get naught.
Yes, correct. I think that's only fair.
If we forget again, I think we lose points. And Kiss of Death gains one.
And
this was like a warning shot.
And shit list.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
I think it's fair.
It is fair. Unfortunately, that is the rules. So, yeah.
Rules are rules.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of AFL, should we do recaps?
Oh, shit. Hold on. Fuck. I don't have a thing for it anymore.
Me.
Oh, man. Oh, you didn't have to do it. I actually don't think the app has the soundboard built in. Come on, Riverside. You got one job.
Do we even have it?
We had a siren on there, I think. At one point. Potentially.
That one?
You got to change the volume as well. It's all good. The auto editing should fix the volume, I would hope. Right. But yeah. Okay, cool. This is it's as close as it gets to appropriate content for North Melbourne fans to hear that theme song, though.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here first. Basically, pulling for North Melbourne, losing by 3 points to Essendon Football Club. Yeah, doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, not ideal. Essendon 9-11-65, North 9-8-62.
Yeah, that was my headline.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah. I had The Apprentice became the rabbi as Jerry outrucked Goldstein. But the Bombers' aerial support won the battle of Melbourne CBD's West Bank.
Nice. Not to laugh about a conflict.
No. But we're laughing about footy.
Yeah, it's footy.
Sports are fun.
Sports are fun and funny.
Yes, correct.
It's a bit of everything going on.
Yeah. And Todd Goldstein he's old.
Mm-hmm. He definitely is. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't really have much to say about this game, to be honest. I don't have any depth to provide for such mediocrity.
It was fine. At least it was close, so that's why it stayed interesting. I mean, by half time, when it was 7-3, it was, well, here we go. That's over. Or quarter time, where it was 6-2. It's like, well, this might be an early to bed, early to rise situation for Friday morning. But it remained close throughout the second half. So interesting enough. I don't think either of these teams are going to be getting a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night luxury spot in the back half of the floating fixture, funnily enough.
No, I think potentially the AFL thought that, I don't know, with some of the talent on alleged talent on Essendon's list, they would perform well this season.
Yep.
Instead, I guess Thursday night was just the Zach Merritt show.
Yep.
Man logged 35 disposals and one behind. No, but he also had 0 hitouts.
Look, the AFL has to throw Northern Bombers fans a bone every now and again. You can't keep expecting them to rock up Saturday afternoon, Sunday early afternoon, and the rest of the neutrals. We can't be expected to endure every weekend watching the Roos play Sunday afternoon and then West Coast play Sunday evening to finish off the weekend. Talk about Sunday scaries. Yeah, heading into work with those two teams playing the last two games of the round is just terrible.
There's just no distraction from reality that's about to smack you in the face.
Exactly. All right, then Friday night, it was back at Marvel. St Kilda at 14-10-94. Fremantle 5-3-33. You heard that right? 5-3-33.
So I've accidentally gotten, not accidentally, I mean, Aiden came to the Launceston Hawk trip, obviously, and I think that ignited his love for footy. He came to the Suns game the other week.
Mm-hmm.
He came home on Friday night and put this on and yelled out obscenities from the living room, such as, "This is shit." So, having predicted this was going to be shit, he actually put a bet on this too. And I told him, ew.
But the under.
Yeah, just, I mean, look, it could have paid out, judging by the end of it. But for context, the first half of this game had 5 goals.
Yeah.
That's when I went to bed. I was like, absolutely fucking not a chance.
I definitely didn't watch the end of this. I woke up and checked the score. When Fremantle had kicked 1 goal in the first quarter, fair enough, because St Kilda only kicked 2-2. It was an arm wrestle, defensive masterclass. It was a parry off between Longmuir and Ross Lyon, and then when it was 4-3 to, Saints kicked another 2 goals, and Fremantle kicked 1 behind for the quarter. And then I thought to myself, and I think I broadcast this in the group chat, if we have to watch these two teams play each other again this year, I'll spew up.
That is pretty much verbatim what you said in the chat.
Yeah. Pretty strong feeling.
Yeah. I think everyone was very much in agreement at that point as well.
And then I think I went in the shower, and then I think I watched some YouTube and fell asleep. And then I checked the score in the morning.
That was probably still a much better time. And honestly, actually, I do kind of have a headline. Ross Lyon, hardest man in Docklands until halftime when his team started kicking goals.
Yeah, they're all right in the second half when they kicked 10 goals.
Yeah, they completely changed the script. I mean, 10 goals and 7 behind, so they had many opportunities.
Yeah, exactly.
While Free, I guess, just had none.
No. All right, I had the AFL was praying for forgiveness after dishing up a disciplining of the Dockers at the hands of the disciples of Docklands. A tongue twister for you.
Can I have it one more time, please?
Sure. The AFL was praying for forgiveness after dishing up a disciplining of the Dockers at the hands of the disciples of Docklands.
De-alliteration is hard for my brain to process. It's just, yes, good job.
Thank you.
Cracker.
Especially, I find it especially hard with P's in those words as well.
Oh, yeah.
DP, especially tricky. my mouth can't find room to fit both those sounds into it easily.
I don't have a button for buttons
in rapid succession.
I was like,
I find, the D coming, and then I have to turn my head fully to get the P.
Fucking hell. Oh no, it's so much worse than the road one.
All right, moving on from that absolute shit show. Out at Mars and/or Eureka Stadium at Ballarat, Western Bulldogs 2011 131. Port Adelaide didn't turn up. 5-11 41. The Fox Footy broadcast had Brad Johnson, Bulldogs legend, go out there just to demonstrate how windy it was, and he was like saying, if you kick down, like keep it nice and low into the breeze, might be okay. You'll have to aim a little bit left. If you kick it up, it's not going anywhere near. And he's out there in his suit and dress shorts, kicks the ball towards the goals, and it basically goes towards and then bananas away into the pocket.
Wow! Wait,
yeah.
Wow!
And then he got booed by the crowd for missing the shot on goal because he was performing science, and it did exactly as he predicted.
He was performing science. I love seeing games at Mars. I mean, you have the wind, but then you also have what the stadium actually looks like and what the broadcast looks like.
Yeah.
Including such advertisements as whatever the servo is across the road.
Or the ABC grandstand call of down the brick factory wing.
It truly is another planet down there in Ballarat.
Yep, nice one. Initial thinking was another shit show of a game, 2-1 to 2-4 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But turns out Port Adelaide had the breeze and just didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, it turns out it was a 6-goal breeze.
Yeah. And then it flipped around to be a 7-goal breeze back the opposite direction in the third, and then another 5-goal
kind of
breeze.
petered out to a 5-goal, 5 behind breeze.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
But I had hot dogs go down a treat in the cold and windy conditions at Ballarat.
Nice.
Thanks.
Now I have a question about this game because I don't have a headline because we went and did groceries before recording and I didn't want to look at my phone in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my excuse. Sorry, sir. But I have a question because I have a news piece about a Bulldogs player. Did Dale, Mr. B. Dale,
mm-hmm.
first name
Bailey,
did he do something to Rioli?
I only saw those things this morning because I was listening to a bit of this game, but I didn't get to listen to all of it. I guess so. Let's have a little look.
For context, essentially the actual news is Mr. Willie Rioli. Sorry for not narrowing down which Rioli it was. Sent a DM to a teammate of Bailey, so a Bulldogs teammate, with words to the effect of, "I have lots of friends in NT. He, Dale, should be careful about leaving the hotel in Darwin next week." Bracket polite version, allegedly, is what Tom Morris shared. And he's generally
Pretty
one of the
accurate.
good ones too, because he does have to front up on TV a bunch too. So you want to be accurate before getting in front of people on television. He's not just a mask on Twitter.
Yep, correct. Now, it looks like apparently Rioli got cited for striking, which there's clear footage of, but there's not so clear footage of Bailey Dale actually swiping at him first. So it was a 2 minutes in the penalty box for the retaliator sort of situation.
Yeah, okay.
They always
what I didn't realise is Willie actually posted on his Instagram story again. He's making the most of Instagram this year, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He posted, it probably got taken down just like the last one.
Yep.
I guess he didn't learn with his couple of, was it a week or two of personal leave or something? A couple of games he missed, I think, potentially, or a couple of days at least. Someone once told me, if you can't take a hit, don't swing it. They won't show the first punch, but they'll show my slap on the chest.
Yep. He might just need to hand over his keys to his social media for a week, I reckon.
I think he should just turn the socials off, yeah.
Yeah.
Bailey does fall like a sack of potatoes. In the chest. Oh no, that's not the first one anyway. Yeah, they're like back and forth a few times actually.
It's probably it's more of a Chris Brown Rihanna situation than people letting on. Like everyone knows about
situation.
Well, everyone knows about Chris Brown, but Rihanna probably wasn't coming. You know, he didn't come through the door and she had like a nice warm tray of cookies for him, I imagine.
Potentially not. Yeah. I'm not willing to bring that up.
I'm saying that it takes
such limited context.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it definitely takes two to tango. Yeah. I mean, you know what? If you had a problem with it, just, I don't know, I assume they can report someone, like make a player complaint to some sort of official.
I think you can, yeah. Pretty sure you can.
Yeah.
Or at least to Vanilla Ice. He'll solve it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And look, the argument against that might be, you're fucking dobbing him in, mate. But I think it's a bit more of a bitch action to post about it on social media where everyone's going to see it, and you're just being a bit of a cock at that point, aren't you? Yeah.
Not a great situation.
Sports people should have socials, but they shouldn't be the ones touching it.
Yes, they should. There
should be accounts in their name.
They should be for political reasons only, not related to sport. The opposite of shut up and dribble. The complete opposite.
So
it should be for their social messaging only and their personal use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not for anything sports related.
I mean, I hate that. But what I'm saying is it should just be posted through someone else. They should all have a social media manager, and then the social media manager should change all their passwords.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
And then it just posts, final scores and, quarter time updates and photos after the game.
And like little meme videos that are edited to be as PG as possible.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. Excellent.
All right, skipping over to Adelaide Oval. We had Crows 16, 14, 110. Carlton 7, 8, 50.
I accidentally closed the AFL website.
Fair enough. I had Jawson kick the doors off Michael Voss's blue little house, leaving him with only blue little windows to look at his blue life out of.
That was really good.
Thanks.
I really enjoyed that.
Dawson had 3 goals, 1 from 22 disposals.
Yeah. Look, I can't remember how we tipped this game, but I'm pretty sure I said Adelaide look much better when they have both Fogarty and and Phil Thorpe in the front. And I think I have vague recollection of saying if both of them are back, I might change my tip. And then I don't think I changed my tip.
No. We say these things and rarely they get changed.
Oh, I did tip Adelaide.
Let's have a look. I mean, it'd be a bit silly to tip Carlton. I did also tip Adelaide. So it might have been if they're not, then change tip.
I think that might have been it, which is the better way to do it.
Probably, yeah, probably. Assume they're in.
Yeah, wow. I got 5 last week. That's good for me. That's a passing grade. I have no fun things to say for this game. Sorry.
No, I mean, the mid-afternoon game, I just flat out didn't watch it, I'll be honest.
I can't remember what I was doing, but it was probably something. Saturday,
yeah.
I was packing and about to leave the house, actually.
I was probably cleaning, I think. I can't even remember what I did on the weekend, to be honest.
Do too much over your 3 days, it all blended in.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, and then to the evening games, which were both on at exactly the same time, despite being states apart and in different time zones. Fucking figure it out.
Don't look at me like that. It's not my job.
Figure it out.
It's not me. It's not me.
No neutrals were watching West Coast v the Demons. Let's be honest.
No.
Let's be honest. But they had to play the game anyway at exactly the same time as a different one. So over in Perth, West Coast 11-10. Credit to them for kicking the positive. 76. Melbourne 16-12, 108.
$108.
Yeah.
That game didn't happen first.
Well, that's the order there on the app, on my phone.
No, I'm not allowing it.
Well, fine, we'll go to the other one.
Okay. No, actually, let's do them both at the same time. All right.
Okay.
I'll do count us in, and then I'll read the score and headline for Collingwood and Cats. You can read the score and headline for West Coast Demons.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
3, 2, 1. West Coast Eagles 11-10, 76.
Put Collingwood back. 12-15, 87. Geelong Cats 13-12, 90.
See how shit this is, AFL? This is what it's like trying to watch 2 games at once.
KO could help also by making the interface better for when you're watching 2 games at the same time.
Fox Sports could do a fucking favour and actually integrate that back into their thing.
Why do they take it away?
Yeah, you can't. You can watch one game or the other game.
Oh. That's stinky.
No split screen. That's the only thing that KO has over Fox.
Oh.
And the cost, because you don't have to buy a bunch of other shit.
I mean, that's a benefit.
Yeah.
Unless you get a fucking Bulldogs interstate membership, or whichever one was
they were all the
KO
same
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've cracked down on that.
Boo.
But it only works out cheaper if you compare it to a year's worth of KO. But if you're dedicated to the cause, you just cancel it after October.
Yeah.
So that's okay, which game do you want to
do? Let's do the shit one first. Yeah, let's do
that. Collingwood.
Daniel just started steering his car into a wall.
He's so angry right now.
Yeah, he's furious.
No, all right, West Coast. I had any doubt in Max is absolutely gone after a rucking performance not seen in the West since Cox straddled the centre circle.
I hate it, but I love it. Yeah, look, I didn't see a single second of this, would you believe?
I could believe it because I didn't either.
What was the point?
You know why? When I went to switch, they were both on half time, so I switched it straight back.
Yeah, I mean, the AFL website says he did indeed have a blinder, Mr. Gorn.
And funnily enough, West Coast were up by a goal at half time.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, this was potentially good footy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Max Gorn, 158 fantasy points, 35 disposals, 1 goal, 47 hitouts, 9 clearances, 5 inside 50s.
For context, next best hitouts is 22, followed by 3 and 2. Yep. So that is Max Gorn 47, the West Coast Eagles 27.
Smashed him.
Yeah, he's had an absolute day of it. I mean, Matt Flynn's fine.
He's not fine. Not anymore.
No, he's fine. In the waffle. But he's no Max Gorn.
No.
So look, maybe don't get too up in Team Max Gorn.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe wait until he plays someone good again.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Either way, Matt Flynn's reconsidering his career choices after featuring in a hardcore Gorn scene.
I mean, you did play the theme before.
Yes, exactly.
That's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
And then, shocking though.
And then to the actual good game.
Yes.
At the home of footy, the MCG. Collingwood 12-15-87, Geelong 13-12-90. Dare I say kick your goals?
I think you're allowed to say kick your goals, but I don't think you're allowed to say kick your goals to Crisp.
Would that be a bit rude?
That'd be very rude.
Yeah. Cats hang on. Cats hang on to another life after Jack couldn't finish Crisp after the siren.
I thought that'd be rude. Pies claim moral victory as McRae said something after the game about how they're the real winners or something because they got around Crisp at the end and made him feel okay.
You know what he's going to do next time he kicks on goal? Miss it again because of the positive reinforcement.
He's not a dog.
I don't know. He just broke the record for most games in a row. Seems like pretty dog to me.
As a dog, dog game. I think the AFL subtext on their recap actually does a very good job for this one, which is wild. Sometimes the script doesn't go your way, and so at this point it was Lauren's birthday dinner. We got Mexican and Burley. and they put the game on the phone when it came up. So we're eating burritos and whatnot, and then we went to the bowls club, right? And we had a few more expensive than I thought pints, and then Daniel drove home, and we were listening on ABC Grandstand.
Great,
because I was going to finish up. It got very quiet in the car. And as soon as we heard that Jack Crisp had marked the ball,
mm-hmm.
My brain immediately went, wow, the script on this, incredible. Shot on goal after the siren, 200 and a billionth game in a row, no injury, not getting dropped. It was tough as a neutral as well, because that's just the better storyline, and I don't like Geelong.
It was wild to watch.
How far out was it as well? It was like 45 or something?
Yeah, he probably marked it at 45, so it's probably kicking from just 50, outside 50, like 51 maybe. So hence he pulled it to the left because he was giving it everything.
Yeah.
But seeing, what was it, free kick in the middle with 10 seconds to go, Blitzarv's, I think, was in the ruck at the time. He's like meandering up off the ball as slowly as possible, and then just yoink it out from under him. And then it just gets absolutely scrambled into the forward 50, and Jack Crisp takes it, diving, rolling. And I feel like it took like 2 seconds for the commentators, at least on Fox, to realise who had marked the ball. And then they were like, oh, wow. And then there was the big build-up of, the siren was going and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a very wild finish. It was like, surely there's not, enough time, or there's, just enough time. And then it was like, oh, there's a whistle. And then it was just flopping all over the ball. I was like, there's not enough time to get something happening here. And then, it almost went to script. It was wild. It was a very wild finish.
We could hear the crowd as well. The crowd started cheering, and I was like, oh, there are people sitting in the better seat to see it go through for a goal. Are we on? Yeah. No, it was Geelong fans.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a fair bit of cheering that you could hear on the TV broadcast too. So clearly a decent Geelong crowd in. But one of the better games of footy this year, that's for sure.
Footy definitely won.
Yep. That as one of the 2 primetime games on this week made up for the St Kilda one.
I think we should do a week to week if we think the slot is a hit or miss as a rating afterwards. If it was indeed good footy or not.
Yep.
Just to see statistically how well the AFL does.
We'll give a
ranking.
Maybe
we should start. We'll do it next season.
Yep.
We'll figure out how good they are first half of the season, how good they are at scheduling the second half of the season. Once in theory they know more about form of the teams.
That'd be a great comparison, I think. So are we just gonna do prime times, or are we gonna
not a lot
make up a rank each game based on the time slot that it sits in?
Yeah.
Now, would it be negative points if a game was too good on it, say 4:35 Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, obviously the point system to be discussed.
Yeah.
There's got to be some mathematics involved.
Flesh
might
it
be a
out.
bit of a higher level discussion. Trying to get comfortable, and my chair's rolling away.
All right, should we move on to Sunday?
Yeah, but what I was going to say is obviously if you have, like the hot games after round 5 last year.
Yes.
Those would get some form of negative rating because it was too good for a 110 on a Sunday afternoon or something.
Yes, exactly. Inappropriate placing for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Super Sunday.
Super Sunday, we had the Battle of the Bridge up first, which was at the SCG, Sydney 12-15-87, GWS 10-13-73.
This would have been an absolutely banging welcome to Sydney.
Yeah.
To Sydney country, if you will. But no, I arrived the day after. So.
Fair enough. Would have been a great one to tune into. I had the hostility by the harbour gives the gander hope as the not so golden geese keep out of the Giants' reach.
Now, did you watch it?
I
In
watched.
entirety?
No, not the entirety.
No.
What was I doing? No, I was listening. I listened to all of it, actually.
Oh, nice. Yep.
On Grandstand.
Yeah, I had some background action because I was still putting my life into boxes and such. But I didn't watch enough to know if GWS are bad now or if Sydney are all the way back.
Jeez, I certainly wouldn't call Sydney all the way back.
Sweet.
GWS sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Okay, cool. So all you had to say was business as usual.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you hear that car go past?
I didn't, luckily.
Oh, wow.
But if you look at the score worm, Sydney 5-4 in the first quarter to 2-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Sydney kicked 1-1 to GWS's 3-4. So...
Well, I wasn't sure if they just decided, you know what, we've got a good first quarter lead, boys. Let's park the bus.
Pack it up. Yeah, exactly. No, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. A bit, El Clasico rivalry. Lots of pushing and shoving. Joel Hamling kicked his first goal ever in the AFL, 97 games in.
Wow.
And then basically instigated a melee. So plenty of match fees going straight to the end of year umpires trip.
More match fee fines to come.
Yeah. So not all the way back, but I'd say a pretty classic Sydney derby in that arm wrestle. It never really got too out of hand either way. It was pretty close.
It's taken me this long to realise that it was essentially 3 derbies. It was Derby Sunday.
Yeah, more or less.
I knew all individually that they were.
Yep.
And then I've just realised that all 3 of them were on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have spaced those out, but also kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. I feel like they should definitely do a rivalry round.
I mean, the alliteration is right there.
I know. They'd call it something stupid, though. They'd call it like the Derby Days or something like that.
Or like they just wouldn't be alliterated because gather round.
It'd be Derby round, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Derby round can fuck off. But yeah, no, look, what I saw of this was entertaining enough. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah. Yep. So at the G, we had Hawthorn 16-13, 109 to Richmond 6-8, 44. It's never close. Never going to be close.
So during this, it was absolutely never going to be close.
That wasn't my headline, by the way.
That was
just a fact.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I'll do it quickly if you want, and then we can.
You do that.
I had Hawks 100-year celebration results in happy time with handling of Hungry Tigers.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Very straight bat headline.
Yeah. Very. I mean, you described it pretty well. They were dog shit, Richmond.
Yeah.
Which is great. So it's things you love to see. Noah Bolter out on day release, of course, for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And
notably hampered to one side
by everyone, I think.
Yeah. Notably hampered to one side. He couldn't quite get the jump off one of his feet compared to the other one.
unusual.
Seemed to have some sort of extra ankle guard on that side.
I originally obviously pictured, house arrest monitor.
Yes.
Similar to that in that Fast and Furious movie. I think that was my first experience learning what a house arrest ankle monitor was.
Yep.
Was that Fast 3 or 4? One of them. It's not the first two, I don't think. But anyway, then I started picturing him with a ball and chain.
An actual ball and chain on.
Yeah.
He's released from Old Melbourne jail. And GAOL.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's defending exclusively the back pocket.
Yeah.
Because he can't go anywhere else.
Ball out of bounds. Actually, whole leg out of bounds because otherwise you get done for tripping.
Yeah.
I did see a clip of Nick Watson putting on the burners and then scoring from the pocket with a snap.
Oh yeah,
and then the clip cut off after he got
knocked over,
bumped after the fact.
Yeah.
But in the 3 frames, I could see a Richmond player. I think it was Bolter. So I mean, this is flog energy. Just grow up. You can't knock over someone that's 4 foot tall.
Mm-hmm. It's not hard, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah. You got to pick on someone your own size, which is a lesson he probably should have learned at that club in January.
Now, Jack Gunston, 500 goals.
Big 500.
Saw them get the...
Jacob made a good observation that the celebration they did when he got his 500th, the bow down to the king, hail to the king, all praise or whatever, was actually what we did when we saw Lloyd Meek in person.
Oh, right. Nice one.
So they got that from us.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Quite clearly.
It was a bit unusual seeing all the praise because Meek was actually at one end of it. The praise was none of it was directed at him at all, not even a little bit, coincidentally. So he was essentially the leader of the praise from the back.
Yeah,
is the only thing I could think of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Gunston hated it. He was not happy about it one bit.
In Zoomer terms, which I mean, it's been a word for a while.
Yeah,
but he was maybe the most nonchalant person to kick 500 goals of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was basically telling the kids to fuck off.
Yeah, and the kids were being quite chalant about it.
They were being all full shallot.
Yeah,
they were the full onion.
He was, as close to being, as close to saying "fuck off" to your teammates as you can possibly be in a positive situation.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Watson actually did tell people to fuck off during the game. Mm-hmm. He flipped off and air wanked the Tigers fans who conveniently. So they obviously videoed him. Yeah, I wonder why they were videoing Isaac. It's because they were sledging him, and then is the only thing I can think of. But then conveniently they've uploaded the video without whatever they've said to him.
Yeah,
because obviously
cut that bit off.
Yeah, they've just chopped the top off the video, which man, if you just tell both sides of the story, it's just good journalism.
Exactly. Yeah. We're only hearing one side. 3 sides to every story, as they say.
Yeah. And look, you're allowed at least one person on the team, I think, that does it.
Yeah.
Obviously, West Coast have their Harley Reid. Geelong now have Bailey Smith.
Yep.
And I guess
Year of the
Nick
Bird.
Watson is that.
Yeah.
Year of the Bird. Yeah.
Year of the Bird, as they're saying. Like the one fight per year rule. You should be allowed one player on your team.
One fight per year. Forgot about that.
One player on the team is the designated bird giver throughout the year. No one else can do it. Otherwise, they'll get in trouble. But you
No, I
apply.
think it's gotta have a shit name. So like crowd liaison officer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to submit your crowd liaison officer nominations to the AFL pre-season.
Yeah.
And then if there's an injury, you can obviously have someone acting crowd liaison officer for your team for that round or however many rounds. And
yeah, you're not limited to one medical sub or
no,
one
exactly.
But there is no tactical substitution though. It's just unlimited medical substitutions in this case.
Yes, that's right. If you choose to take your crowd liaison off, too bad. There's no armband to pass over. But they can continue it from the bench if they want, from the back of the bench if they have to.
I would pay money to see that.
Yeah,
that's inherently more dangerous for the crowd liaison officer too.
Oh, definitely.
Because it would be easier for the one fight to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Is the one fight rule the one between the teams, or is the one fight rule the
fan?
You pick up the fans? Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, everyone gets one. So for the AFL, it's a lot.
Yeah. There's a lot of biff.
Like essentially, you get one fighter fan per game. You got your best 23 every week, and there's about that many rounds. Your team essentially gets to fight one fan every game.
Hell yeah.
To rally.
Yeah.
It's like in the NHL, your team gets jazzed up if your guy wins the fight. It'll be like that.
Or should fight to redeem your honor if you lose the fight. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there was biff in this game.
There was a bit.
There was a bit of biff. My favourite is it was Sicily outmaneuvering the Rioli Rumble from Morris.
Yep.
Morris tried to dance his way out of a tight situation, and Sis just put his arms out and wrapped him up. See you later, champion. And then helped him off the ground.
Before placing him back on the ground shortly after.
He helped him off the ground and happened to slip and drop him.
On his face.
On his face. Yeah. So many people in the Hawk. No, it's not even so many people. I just saw it a bunch of times in a Hawthorn group. It's like unsociable Hawks are back.
Yeah.
Love heart. And it's like, yeah, I mean, not here to fuck spiders.
I will say Sicily best 22 complainers to the umpire.
Oh yeah, he's fast off the mark too. He
Big
will
arms
complain
out,
very quickly.
Yeah. He's got some of the fastest arms in the West. What are we doing?
I think it's the long sleeve. I think it helps.
Yes, probably.
It's the extra. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, they were wearing this exact kit, hence why I'm wearing it today.
Yeah.
You can see all the little tiny names.
Mm-hmm.
There's Mr. 500.
Right in the armpit.
Mr. 500 Jack Gunston in the armpit. Just quietly, it was nice seeing Luke Bruce also kick some this game.
Yes.
Because given that it's a bit of a historical game, it's nice to wheel out both old blokes.
It is nice to see them running around out there. Because there's a bit of silliness.
Bad doing it either.
And it's just refreshing. It's like when your grandparents get another dog. It just brings the life back into them a little bit.
And so there's two other really good games, two other really good moments from this game I just want to briefly touch on. Mm-hmm. One of which is Josh Weddle absolutely pedaling out of the center square and kicking it from the square.
Yep.
Also, I think his mouth guard looked like a grill, like a rapper. I'm not sure if it was just the lights, but he looked like a rapper with his haircut running around. But he excites me whenever he gets the ball, to be honest, because he can do it all. And then the video of Jack Gunston celebrating his 500 goals with the social media team.
Yes.
Who bought him a sausage roll and wrote 500 on it with tomato sauce.
I thought that was good.
That was incredible content.
Mm-hmm.
That is very up our alley, and Jack Gunston even let out a little laugh partway through that too. So, I feel like when you get the non-shallot person to laugh, you're probably on the money at some point.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right, and then finishing us off prior to Queensland Public Holiday at the Gabba. Q Clash, pretty fucking disappointing. Brisbane 9-12-66, Gold Coast 7-7-49. Lions still kings of the subtropical concrete jungle, all but blocking out the Suns.
Yeah, this was a
started as a stinker, although it wasn't at the same time. It was many tackles, ball going nowhere, 1-4 to 1-1. Half-time score wasn't too bad, 4-8 to 3-3, and then it was just gross in the third quarter. Got away from them, and then Suns kicked a few in garbage time to make it somewhat respectable score-wise, but the game flow was just terrible.
The final score doesn't really show what how bad the second half felt.
Yep, correct.
It didn't feel good, unfortunately. And that's the insight I have. I mean, you know what? To be fair, the Lions were wearing a Guernsey that looked like there's a big pile of poo on it, like literally cartoon poo emoji.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Brisbane Bears. One.
It doesn't look like a bear at all.
No, it's just got the double B on it.
Is that meant to be a B?
I think so.
Let me fact check that real quick.
Yeah, it's two Bs, yeah. But it certainly doesn't not look like the cartoon poo emoji.
How's it two Bs if it's slightly triangular?
I don't know, because, Queensland's pointy or something, who knows?
They don't sell it on their store.
Probably for good reason.
They're still selling 2024 Premiers merch.
Yeah. Well, one thing I was going to say, right? Suns are now on Fraud Watch. You know, harder team, easy schedule, blah-de-blah. Call them frauds. But this team won the premiership, if we're being honest.
Oh, I don't think you can call them frauds.
No. It was a top four clash.
Yeah.
Brisbane, pretty good. Pretty good last year. Won the flag, obviously. But I feel like the Suns are these... If they lose this coming week in Darwin to the Bulldogs, right, they'll be on Fraud Watch.
Dogs are also top 8.
Yes, but for the matchup against the Hawks in Darwin, if they lose that one, the Suns might be certified frauds.
Also top 8.
Yes, but if you only beat bad teams, you're probably a fraud.
No, true.
So we're currently on Fraud Watch.
Yeah.
We're watch and act in emergency response terms.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
And look, as a little bit of context, Suns are top 4 and have played one game less still.
Correct.
One game in hand. If you bank that they're going to batter Essendon by 1.5 billion points
in between the end of the season and the final starting, yep,
they would be but they'd be second going into finals.
Correct. Still got the best percentage in the league. Let me just put that out there.
No, he's right.
Yep. Not wrong. The Suns had a very long-sized hole, I feel.
Nice.
In, it wasn't the Sydney game. I think it was the Tigers game that they banana peeled on. I feel like the only person doing anything useful was Ben Long.
Ben Long, absolutely.
And he was just marking the game he everything.
Took the 3, one up, one in the middle, one below.
Yes.
Yeah.
Missed that connection in half forward. The Suns were not doing well with their forward 50 entries. Everything was too shallow to start with, which is where Ben Long usually hangs out. and then it was just too high going in deep, and Harris Andrews was just picking everything off at one point. So I don't know. Figure it out. This will be a big matchup coming this week. Don't skip ahead.
Well, speaking of skip ahead, should we
do the tips then?
Meander on to the tips?
Yep, might as well. Let me open tipping up.
While you do that, just to let you know, it is starting on Thursday, 8:10 p.m. because it's a WA game. So enjoy work on Friday. It is Fremantle Collingwood. Fremantle are favourites.
How?
I've got Pies by 22.
How? Are we going to do this again?
Yeah, I'm going to bet against the odds again, and then somehow Fremantle are going to win. Fremantle might be the new St Kilda.
It could be. This one makes absolutely... Oh, actually, hold on. Let me check.
Is Jack Crisp out?
I saw something float across that the Pies were resting like 4 players. Something came across my timeline. Here we go. Pies quartet ruled out for trip to face Dockers. No De Goey, no Maynard, no Myercheck, no Pendlebury.
Let's do it side bottom. Dacos.
Myercheck ab sprain. Maynard and De Goey and Pendlebury are being managed amid a 5-day break and travel. Being managed because they've not been on a plane for 2 months.
No, they had 2 away games of the day.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Was
in
one
Melbourne.
of them at the MCG?
Yeah, I think one of them was at the MCG. When do we get team news? Is that 2 days out?
It'll be
one
tomorrow
day
for Thursday.
Boo. Yeah, I've still got Magpies.
It's got to be the Pies, right?
I'd be interested to see if the odds change after lineups come out and everyone then goes, "Oh no, you know what? They actually still have."
Turns out the Pies still have good players.
Everyone, yeah. Yeah, no, I can't. I think
you can't.
I definitely can't. You can't pick them. No, you got to pick Collingwood for sure.
All right, another fucking great Friday night game. At the MCG, St Kilda, Carlton. St Kilda hosting a game in the MCG against Carlton.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick Carlton.
Me too.
Just makes sense.
Yep. At the G again on Saturday, we've got D's Hawks.
It's Hawks. Sorry, Mum's walking through.
We got
ruining the vibe.
This will be a big matchup for Lloyd Meek, the supposed heir apparent to Max Gorn.
I don't know if he's heir apparent in they're different styles of ruckman, I think, in the way that Max Gorn's 1 billion foot tall and looks it, whereas Lloyd Meek has shoulders.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, I'm taking Team Lloyd.
Yep. And then Marvel in the afternoon, we've got Essendon, Sydney.
Probably Sydney.
Swans might be back. Now, this is
if they lose, then they're definitely not back.
Yes, correct. Big call by the odds makers here. Up in Darwin, first of 2 home games up there for the Suns this year. Suns slight underdogs to the Bulldogs.
I've got to take the TIO tussle. The TIO... No, it's the Suns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Suns in Darwin, recent years, been pretty automatic. That being said, the Bulldogs do have a history of playing in Cairns. So some of them may be used to the conditions a little bit. But I'm going to take the Suns, obviously.
And Bailey or whatever his name was is going to get...
He's going to stay in his hotel.
He's going to stay in his hotel because he's and then scared of Morris's friends.
And then get on the flight. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to
that'll be the other tussle at TIO.
Yes, he's going to try and avoid the thousands of Riolis around the NT while he's there.
The entire family tree. Yeah.
Now, see, they've done something clever here, Keelan. On Saturday night primetime, they've put on the Showdown at 8:10. They've put it on at a different time. Wonder why that would be. Because it makes fucking sense to do so.
Why would they change? It's 7:43 right now in Darwin. They're the same time zone, funnily enough, would you believe?
Yeah. So they've actually done the right thing and scheduled them apart slightly. Well done.
Are they listening?
I guess so. So Adelaide Oval, we got Showdown. Crows slightly favourite. Well, pretty decent favourite, I suppose. And they probably should be. Although, as we've figured out, Ken likes to get up for the big ones. And a man can be, motivated by what he likes, but he seems to only like to get up for the big ones. And as far as these two teams are concerned, outside of the grand final, this is the biggest one of them all. And it's a never tear us apart home game.
You can't win every game on emotion, though, can you?
No. But
they got hammered last week.
Exactly, because they were looking ahead to this big one. They're like, little country footy game, a local suburban stadium. Oh, what's that over there in the background? I think I see the silhouette of Adelaide Oval. And the sounds of, what's that sound on the breeze? A Showdown? And Never Tear Us Apart?
It's the sounds of In Excess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think
you've actually convinced me.
I think Ken might be in excess after this big one rolls by him.
Well, they're going to lose a bunch of weight.
But Crows are pretty good, so I think I'm going to have to go Adelaide.
I'm taking Port on the story you've wove.
Actually,
weaved.
Yeah, no, you're right. Up for the big ones. Port Adelaide.
They're not shoe-in territory though.
No. But throughout the record books, these teams don't like each other. Bloody blah. Ken gets
we were just talking earlier off air actually about shoe-in and how it's been West Coast for the last good little while, and it's not this week because it's two wooden spoon contenders, Richmond and West Coast, against each other.
Another toilet bowl matchup.
Absolute stinker. I'm taking Richmond over the Eagles. Mostly only because it's at the MCG. And Noah Bolter can play.
Noah Bolter can play. That's true. That's probably the smart selection.
Plenty of time here for him to be able to get on the tools, given that it'll be, 9 hours before his curfew. No, sorry. 7 hours before his curfew. I assume you're doing similar.
I am just looking at the next game. Sorry, we have down in Geelong at the Cattery, Geelong hosting the Giants.
Yeah, look, I'm taking Geelong given that they are good and GWS are only sometimes maybe good.
This is true, but have you factored in that the Giants have won the last 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
I remember that.
4.
I remember the storylines here, though. Do you know why? It was under construction. Lots of high vis in the area. That was our conclusion. Right. Now it's not under construction.
Not a lot of high vis in the area.
Not a lot of high vis. So I'm taking Geelong.
Reverse the trend. Yep. Geelong. Well done.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the reminder. All right, and Tassie's and Brisbane finishing us off for the round again. Hobart game, Blundstone Arena, Bellerive Oval, North Melbourne.
Ninja
Brisbane.
Stadium.
Ninja Stadium. You're correct.
Ninja Stadium.
The ESPN app is wrong.
Ninja Stadium, North Brisbane.
I'll stick to Bellerive Oval to make it simple.
Yeah. Just to clarify, not even to clarify, just to make a note, if any of the sausage rolls at Bellerive are cold, you can personally email Ninja Appliances, let them know, and they'll refund you. I'm
almost positive that's not going to be true.
Oh, it's not true at all. I can already. I'm not just going to predict. I'm not just going to tip the Lions. Well, I am. I have done that, but I'm also going to give you next week's headline. Brilliant Brisbane rip North to shreds.
Nice one,
Bellerive. Yeah,
very good.
You can use that next week if you'd like.
Yeah, thanks. Now, of note, I was just checking the weather conditions because, that's a big point of contention around the Tasmania Devils and their stadium and their roofed stadium. And that being said, we're not even in the colder part of the year and it gets fucking miserable and cold there. So it'll be about 17 at the time of, maybe 16, time of bounce.
That's actually quite nice.
Not too bad. More of a concern is the wind, right? But usually, at time of bounce, there'll be 3 km/h northwest wind. So there might be tarps off in the crowd for Tassie conditions.
Yeah, that's awfully comfortable for the locals.
Yeah. So I was gonna look. I was looking.
You said 30 at that point. So I was like, why are you saying this?
I was looking into conditions to see if they would, wreak havoc with the Lions, coming from a very humid environment, traveling down there. They should be okay this time around.
Yeah. For the spectators' sake, I'm a little confused as to why Richmond are playing at 1:10 in Melbourne and the poor Hobart footy fans have to go watch the football at sundown in cold, dark Tasmania.
It's probably a valid question,
but I probably shouldn't give them too many things to consider when doing the scheduling because we've already got one big gripe with it. So maybe if they get that under control, then they can consider.
Yeah, minor scheduling feedback that would impact, I don't know, 6,000 people that are going to attend this game.
Tops.
Yeah. Let's figure out the millions of TV viewers. Problems first. I think. Let's focus on that. All right. And then shoe-in of the week.
Okay, so we can't pick Brisbane. And then, the math is actually going to be difficult. I think then, if I'm not mistaken, is Hawthorn the next biggest? Which that'd be what Kiss of Death has. Yeah,
correct.
Oh, wow. It's actually going to be difficult for us this week.
Might be a tricky one. So, Kiss of Death has D's. Now...
Does that mean I can't pick Hawthorn?
No, you can still pick it.
Okay. Oh, no, you have to go first anyway.
Yeah. I'm not going to pick Hawthorn.
Are you picking Suns?
I'm going to pick the Suns.
Yeah, I'll take Hawks
for the system. I'm going to take the Suns.
We've both had a system pick of some sorts.
Yes, correct.
Now I said I'd take it until they lost, and then they lost, and then I said I'd continue taking them.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah, good point.
Please assume I would have taken them last week, but they had the easy one anyway, so I couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, it would be interesting to test out the reverse system on the Giants high vis theory, but that
was going to be my second most likely pick, actually.
Yeah. All good. Locked in.
Lovely. Okay. Well,
Quick bit of yoffs.
Yeah, just yoff on.
NHL. We're through to the second round. We had 2 Game 7s in the first round there. But through to second round, 1 game on today, which was Leafs-Panthers. Leafs are up 1-0. Carolina Hurricanes are up against the Washington Capitals tomorrow, I believe. And then we've got Winnipeg Jets, Dallas Stars, and Vegas Golden Knights and Edmonton Oilers coming through there as well.
There's some large games coming up.
Yeah. Leafs hung on to a 1-goal win today. And then through the second round in NBA, the Nuggets beat the Thunder today on a buzzer beater. Sort of. A couple seconds left, but, late game winner. After it took, 10 years to play the last 5 minutes of the game. There was 4 sets of free throws shot in the last 14 seconds of game time, which is just gross. Both teams were in the bonus with 5 minutes left in the game. Then we've got
Timberwolves. Just quickly, is that a Denver home game?
No, that was an OKC home game.
Okay, so they do the score backwards, but then Google does it forwards. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the series has officially started because a team has lost at home.
Yeah. Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. Now the other matchup in the West there is Timberwolves Warriors, and then the East. Both series have started. Cavs are up. Indiana's up 1-0 against the Cavs. 4 seed and the 1 seed. And then the Knicks beat the Celtics earlier today as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked that.
No, the Celtics missed 45 3-pointers today.
They're really putting the die in live and die by the 3.
Yes. Yeah. The Knicks won in overtime by 3 points.
Wow.
So the Celtics went 15 of 60 from 3-point land today. An awesome 25%. Gotta love analytics. Really, really great for basketball.
I mean, it worked for baseball.
Yep. Sure did. All right. That's the offs. Football in it. Got a little note there for you.
Do you put a note in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting use of bracket.
Thanks.
Are you calling him an ent?
Sure.
To ent ator?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, look. As
wow, big
as everyone basically already knew, Trent is not staying. He's leaving on a free to Real Madrid, alleged 6-year deal, which would be worth, I don't know, $1 bajillion. So I can very much appreciate why he would do that.
Yes.
And I am not harbouring any resentment like a lot of alleged Liverpool fans are. I say alleged because I think if you hate someone that's given 20 years of their life to a club, and then if you boo them when they get on the ball next time they come to Anfield, I think you're a soft cock. Because I don't think Liverpool would have, definitely wouldn't have won that Champions League. Because probably very unlikely anyone else would have taken that corner as quickly as he did. Thought about it in that split second. And probably would have been hard to win 2 Premier Leagues without him either.
Yeah, correct. Now, something for the league to consider is compensation picks for losing such a big name free agent.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Look, I'm on board with the strategy of find creativity elsewhere and just play Connor Bradley as a right back. Cool. Instead of the dude making assists. So I think they'll find a creative financial. Sorry, that sounds dodgy. Yeah. Not Manchester City creative financial, but they might find a creative, cost-effective measure.
Yes. Yep.
I don't know, like Alexis McAllister, was he on like a 30 mil transfer fee, and is one of the best players in that team. So,
yep, great.
Chelsea gave Liverpool a guard of honour and then won the other day. But I saw a really good meme that was, I think it's Ricky Gervais in the office, and he's like sad, does a sad piece to camera, and then turns and walks through a door and immediately joins a party, like dancing and shit. And that was Liverpool losing to Chelsea the other morning.
Yeah. That was them in the locker rooms afterwards.
Yeah. I do have one fun piece of Premier League news for Daniel, actually. And it's just related to, first off, how bad saving something on Facebook actually is. Because what I've done here is I've saved something I've seen 2 seconds ago. And instead of saving the image of the post, it saved the one link in the post. So I've gone to click it and it's sent me straight to the article. And I didn't want that. The article doesn't even include the photo they shared on Facebook. I wanted to give very shallow journalism here. And it is how bad Manchester United are. So Ruben Amorim's win percentage is 25% in the Premier League after 24 games. So not great. Top comment: the team is rebuilding in a proper way.
Sure.
Yeah. Look, I think, given the state that it felt like Erik ten Hag left the club in, I feel like you can't blame Ruben.
Yeah, you gotta give him a pass for a bit. Give him a bit of next season.
Yeah, you absolutely have to.
Surely.
Of course, there's a big list of managers here. All of them are compared to Sir Alex. Wouldn't believe it. Sir Alex, 65%.
Ridiculous.
Over 810 games.
as a win percentage too, that includes draws.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
in a
nuts.
game that in a sport that often includes draws, yeah, pretty wild.
Very crazy. All right, shall we flip a coin?
Who's flip?
It's my flip.
Seems that your recording has worked all of this session, which is nice.
Excellent.
Are you looking for a career switch?
I don't know if I am. What does it say? Teach for Australia? I'm a bit... Oh, TAFE. Ready for
Never
business.
mind, it's TAFE. Wait, they're all leaning towards getting a new career.
They are. It's interesting. Although there's also book pure enjoyment in New Zealand. So
that
new
is
career
because of
holiday.
a previous episode.
Yes, correct. Correct. Telling on myself.
Someone say Vans in New Zealand.
Right, flipping. Tails. Huge win for the culture.
The kombucha of it all.
29 and 18 lifetime. 61 heads, 76 tails. 55.47%.
He's changed the sliders.
Yeah,
or whatever Matt used to say.
Yeah. Adjust the sliders, of course. All right, excellent. Well, see you next week.
Excellent for some. Cheerio.